Alright, continuing with systems of equation word problems. A collection of dimes and nickels are worth $3.30. If there are 42 coins in all, how many of each kind of coin are there? Alright, so we're going to define our variables. So we're going to say X is dimes, and let's let Y be nickels. Alright, so a collection of dimes and nickels is worth, okay, worth tells us we're talking about the amount of money. Alright, so we know that a dime is worth 10 cents. Okay, so we're going to have 10 cents times X and our nickels. We also know that nickels are 5 cents each. So 5 cents times Y is $3.30. If there are 42 coins in all, that means we have dimes and nickels together for a total of 42. How many of each kind is there? Alright, so we can use substitution or elimination. I think it's going to be easiest to do substitution because we can solve for X or Y here real quick. So let's say, I'm trying to write an X, but I'm thinking about a Y. So, alright, so I'm going to say X equals, I'm going to subtract Y to the other side. So negative Y plus 42. Alright, so this equals X. So I'm going to bring it to my other equation and plug it in. So I'm going to say 10 cents, in place of X, I'm going to put negative Y plus 42. And then bring down the rest of the equation. So what we did was substitute for X, but I still have 0.05 Y, and then equals $3.30. So all we did was take out the X and replace this, and the first equation should be the same. Now we have to distribute. Alright, so we've got 10 cents times negative Y, so negative 10 cents Y, and then 10 cents times 42, so you're going to move the decimal, so it's going to be $4.20. And both of those are plus, so there's a plus there. And then plus 0.5Y equals 3.30. Alright, so I've got 5 cents minus 10 cents. So if I can combine those, that's going to give me 0.05Y. And the negative's bigger, so keep the negative. And then I'm going to bring down my 420 and $3.30. So subtract 420, subtract 420. I'm going to have negative 0.05Y is equal to, and 330 minus 420 is going to be negative 0.90, and divide that by negative 0.05, and Y equals negative 0.9 divided by negative 0.05 equals 18. Alright, so now that we know what Y is, we can find X. So X equals minus 18 plus 42. And if I combine those, I get 24. Alright, so my X's, I know I have 24 dimes, and I have 18 nickels. This is also easy to check, because if you do 24 times 10 cents plus 18 times 5 cents, you should get $3.30. Alright, we've been working the even, but since 18 is another one on nickels and dimes, let's move on to number 19. So number 19 says your math teacher tells you that the next test is worth 100 points and contains 38 problems. Multiple choice questions are worth 2 points each and word problems are worth 5 points each. How many of each type of questions are there? Alright, so the first thing we need to do is define our variables. So we can say we're looking for how many of each type of question. So we know that we have multiple choice and we have word problems. Alright, so we have points and we have total number of problems. So first thing we can do is say our multiple choice plus our word problems together equal 38 questions on the test. And then since we know how many points the multiple choice are and how many points the word problems are, we can use that to figure out how to get to 100 points. So multiple choice questions, multiple choices are X, are worth 2 points each. So we can say 2X, 2 times the number of multiple choice, plus word problems are worth 5 points, so 5 times Y. And together, this has to equal 100 points on the test. Alright, so again, since these have a coefficient of 1, we're going to go ahead and say X is equal to negative Y plus 38, and I'm going to substitute that in for X. So I'm going to have 2 times negative Y plus 38 plus 5Y equals 100. Then, as before, I need to distribute the 2 to both things inside the parentheses, so I'm going to get negative 2Y. 38 times 2 is 76. And since 5Y and negative 2Y are on the same side of the equation, I'm just combining like terms. So I get 3Y plus 76. Subtract 76. I'm trying to solve for Y now. 3Y equals 24. And divide by 3. So Y equals 8. Alright, once I find Y, I can plug that in to get X. So I can use this equation, this equation, this equation, it doesn't matter. Let's use this original equation here. So X plus Y equals 38. I'm going to substitute 8 in place of Y, so I'm going to have X plus 8 equals 38. Subtract X equals 30. So this tells us X is multiple choice, so we're going to have 30 multiple choice questions, and we're going to have 8 word problems on the test. And you can use that to multiply to see if that works. So 30 times 2 is 60. 80 times 5 is 40. 60 plus 40 gives us 100. So that works. All right, number 20, last one. Ms. Miller decides to give a test worth 90 points and contains 25 questions. Multiple choice are worth 3 points. Word problems are worth 4 points. How many of each type of question are there? So again, we're going to define our variables. And again, we've got multiple choice and word problems. So multiple choice and word problems. So there's 25 total questions. So we know that multiple choice plus word problems equals 25 questions. And we also know the test is worth 90 points. So we're going to have 3 points for each multiple choice question and 4 points for each word problem. This one's set up like before. We can solve for X by saying X equals negative Y plus 25. Take this and plug it in for X in my other equation. So I'm going to have 3 times negative Y plus 25. Bring down my 4Y equals 90. I'm going to distribute, so I'm going to get negative 3Y plus 75 plus 4Y equals 90. Negative 3 and 4 give me Y. Now I subtract 75 y equals 15. Once I find my y, I can plug it in to find x. So let's just use this one here. X equals negative. Plug in the 15 for the y. Negative 15 plus 25 is 10. So this says we're going to have, this test is going to have 10 multiple choice questions and 15 word problems. Again, it's easy to check. 10 plus 15 is 25. 10 times 3 is 30. 4 times 15 is 60. 30 and 60 equal 90. All right, so to recap real quick, first you want to define your variables because that makes it easier when you go back to answer your question at the end. After you define your variables, you're going to pick apart the word problem, read it for what it is, and write your equations. Solve your equations and then make sure that you state what the answer is. Good luck!